Hello everyone, you get voiceover Becky today as I condensed about an hour's worth of footage into just under 4 minutes. So what I'm doing here is I'm currently making a bag for a tarot deck. I got a tarot deck, I forget how many years ago, because I saw a BuzzFeed video and they made it look really cool, and I just spent a lot of time studying about it. And one of the things I read about was that when you get a set of tarot cards, as you're trying to acclimate the deck towards you, you're supposed to kind of see the cards as having some sort of soul. You're kind of treating it as a person that you interview so you can interact and it's a working relationship. So you don't necessarily keep it in the box that it came in, but you create its own special box. And so I decided to start crocheting bags. It's a very personalized process. I single crochet a chain the width of the deck, and then I kind of do the flat bottom, and then once it gets to the right length, I will go around and start just doing a continuous chain until I go up the length of the thing. You may notice I stop every so often here and I slide the deck in. This one's pretty much of a tight squeeze. Some of them are looser, just so I see how far I have to go. And then once I get it to the right length, I will make kind of like a little flap that goes over. Once I get to the part where I've crocheted the width of it, like that same width again, I'll start decreasing on both sides, and when I get to like about 3 or 4 stitches left, I will create a loop, and then I'll sew a button onto it. And then hopefully that's enough to keep the cards in. And I've probably done this process at least 20 times now, and I still have lots of cards that I need to do it for anyway. I always make sure I choose a different yarn so that way I can keep the deck separate. Once I use the yarn for it, I don't use that yarn for any other deck. And the yarn doesn't always match the deck that I choose it for, but this sparkly yarn here I'm doing for the Light Sears deck, and I think it's a pretty good match overall. As I mentioned earlier, I used a single crochet stitch for this because for me it's the easiest stitch to see how close I can get to the deck of cards. It's a bit of a yarn eater of a stitch, but it is pretty small and I don't have to worry about going too high up. As for the buttons, I try to stick with flatter buttons. I usually get them from my mom. She has a collection of buttons and I only usually just need one for this. But it's hard to layer the cards next to each other in the box bag, the sorting thing that I usually keep with them. And then with that, that kind of minimizes the amount that it happens anyway. Hopefully the buttons stay. Some of them do get a little bit loose, so I try to go for like a bigger button so the yarn loop doesn't really come off it so much. Now, one of the things about this that's very interesting to me is how these two very different hobbies I have are able to intersect in this way and be able to affect each other. Also, how they both been able to affect my life, because both of them have played a huge role in helping to overcome my depression. Crochet by giving me a way to manage my anxiety, and tarot by giving me hope. Alright, this is the little card bag. That was today's entertainment. Have a nice day.